I did not spend well at the time of my life when I was younger, and also my father was not in a good spot financially either, and he was well, he's missing a leg because he got, you know, he was a hunter too. So he lost a leg there, and he ain't doing too well for a little bit. I had to pay for some living expenses. Just found myself a little short on cash. That's all. So some guy named Whiskey Wilson said, "Hey, you can take some money from me. Just pay me back." And I said, "All right." And I realized he ain't that good of a person though. But so that's why I ain't bothered to pay him back. I figure it ain't going into the hands of anyone worth giving money to.
Yeah, I mean, anybody named Wilson you got to be careful of. There's a Cinnamon Wilson guy back where I'm from. Just feed kids cinnamon. He wet his hand and put cinnamon in it. And then he like palm the kid's cinnamon and make him lick the cinnamon out of his hand. A real weird guy.
That man sounds worse than Whiskey Wilson.
Yeah, let me tell you. They had like little what are they called? Nightmare stories that they tell kids. Watch out for Cinnamon Wilson. He's coming around, and if he gives you the palm, don't lick the cinnamon out of his hand.
This seems like a metaphor, really. I feel like it's a good story to tell kids to keep them safe.
Yeah,
that's no me licking, no nothing, no palm, no nothing.
We're learning a lot the past few days about the power of a name. Like, it seems to carry a lot of weight, whatever your name is. It seems to carry over through everyone. Like, Wilsons are bad. Most Stevens are assholes. Like, we keep learning these things. Not you, Steven. You seem like the exception to the rule so far, I hope.
I appreciate that.
DM, would I, with my knowledge, know a Whiskey Wilson?
Or a Cinnamon Wilson? I feel like you would know a Cinnamon Wilson more than a Whiskey Wilson.
You have not traveled east enough to hear of Whiskey Wilson. Cinnamon Wilson is
notorious.
A notorious urban legend among all parts of New Yerra.
An urban legend, not even real. It's just the fucking Mothman of this universe.
Oh no. Someone's gonna get captured, and then they're gonna wake up in a dark room, and a man's gonna just come out of the shadows with cinnamon in his hand.
What I want to know is what happens if you lick the cinnamon.
Don't taste it.
You don't want to know what happens when you lick the cinnamon.
I want to know. I ain't gonna do it. That's why I want to know what happens if someone does.
Nice.
I need to warn people about Whiskey
Wilson. Curiosity you have.
Don't you?
I like to know things so I can avoid things.
Don't you just get like extreme cotton mouth?
Well, that ain't so bad. I don't want it, but
I barely do either. But
that's what happens when you lick the cinnamon out of Wilson's hand.
Yeah.
I didn't do it. Steven, I swear to God, I didn't do it. All right, I never met Cinnamon Wilson before.
I don't know. You saying this Wilson has an organization? What does the organization make? Cinnamon.
Oh, damn, are they one and the same? This might be a bigger problem. I realize if this is Cinnamon Wilson, then I think I might be in trouble.
You're gonna lick that hand, Nash.
I ain't gonna lick his hand. I'll put a bullet through my skull before I lick that hand. I don't know what happens. You're too afraid to tell me.
Well,
they
Nash,
say that. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, Nash, if we see any kind of Wilsons come near you, their kneecaps are on the line.
It's being named Wilson. That's a little tough, I think, Vaughn, but I can appreciate the caution here. So Wilson seems like a bad name.
Yeah, they say in the urban legend that if you go in to lick Cinnamon Wilson's cinnamon hand, that it's so soft and tender, you want to bite into it.
And that's how cannibalism was birthed. Source, the Bible.
Yeah, I ain't ever read the Bible, but it sounds like the kind of shit that'd be in there.
It's wild.
Corinthians 19:14 or something.
Yeah. There's the Eden's forge, but it's just Cinnamon Wilson's hand is what Eve bit into.
Original sin.
Original sin.
Original cinnamon.
The original cinnamon.
There's a lot of religions out there that are all mixed up. I believe this one as much as any of the others. All I know is I'm looking out for Cinnamon Wilson. I'm looking out for Whiskey Wilson. I'm looking out for Wilson brand anything. I'm watching out for Wilson.
Anything else we gotta be watching out for? You said we're laying
Ghosts.
our baggage on our ghosts, Cinnamon Wilson, Whiskey Wilson. Anybody else?